Give me 1 second before we start this, John. Alright. Got the class on the way. As long as you can set up. Alright. Let's continue where we left off in the last chapter. What's this? Alright, let's set the pressure on now. It's about to be an interesting one, son. Let's get it.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
The murder weapon is the dumbbell. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Alright. Lock in dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Right.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, it's wrong!
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
I mean, she's the ultimate detective, so of course she would.
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit.
Yes, please, let's do that.
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
You're more talking than usual in the class trial by Kiryu.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
This man by Kiryu really trying to summon Genocide Jack out of Toko, son. God damn. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? I don't think so, because in the file, the victim was killed with knife and hung up with it. But with Chihiro, he had an extension cord. So it's a copycat Genocide Jack that was trying to replicate him. A new element has been added to non-sponsored base. Would you like to hear more? For this stage, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your true bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to test the silencer. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise,
Culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
The name back here showed me in the archive. One look at that and everyone will be convinced. It shows that this is the work of Genocide Jack. Oh, Tina's statement then.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, it's wrong.
This is about to be an interesting first trial, son. I don't even gotta figure it out this time, like I did that time. So, let's see.
Might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
That's a great question, Mondo.
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
But that's true. It doesn't matter if why's there.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case.
One of the characteristics was that the word bloodlust was left at the scene, written in the victim's own blood.
The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Booblust.
Ew!
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, it was how the victim was positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
You probably hung her ass up, bro, because you're the only one that seems so talkative about it, son. Jeez. But I don't think Bakuya killed him. I think Mono killed him, and then did Bakuya literally, I don't know, mess with the body and hung her up to make it a lot more confusing? I don't know, he's the only one talkative about it, though.
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
I don't think so, because there was literally scissors that the victim was hanged up with at the scene, too. But it was a extension cord from the library that Chihiro was hanged up with.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
And that would be Toko.
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
Of course, you're about to summon Genocide Jack about this girl, watch.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Yeah, that dumb brain of yours don't have no idea what's going on. Just be quiet, bro. It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for a Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. She has a split personality. Please say split personality. I don't know what they're trying to make you say here. H-R. What do you go with H-R? Let's try this. Oh, it's S. Alright, it's S. S. Where we go after H? She has a split personality, but I can't find a word of it. Not B. It's not B. Not H either. C. Oh, I got one more. If I fail this, I'm done. This is fucking my first fail. I don't know, bro. Shit. Z? Oh shit. Alright, what was SBA? Is it this? Oh, okay. Alright.
Now I understand.
I almost fucked that up, son. I did not know what they was trying to make me spell. I thought there was gonna be split personality.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
So that's what that word means. I did not know that. You just learned something new.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable.
Yep, that would make sense because she does stutter a lot. She stutters a lot, son. She really do. That would make sense that she had a split personality. But her being Genocide Jack, and she was trying to hide it this entire time. Ooh.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Facts. The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. She alive, right? Oh, I fucked it up.
Shoot!
Damn, I fucked that up. Alright, that was my first fail. Y'all just gonna jump on straight who did it, son? So if you fail, it just automatically goes to you and it's game over.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Yeah, give me another shot, son.
I refuse to give up yet!
You make mistakes. I fucked up. Alright, that was my first fail.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay.
Perfectly, Toko's straight.
Her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was like a totally different person, just a freaky version of her. She must have hit her head real hard when she fighting.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can't.
So the shy side of her, the one where she stutters a lot, she can't handle blood, but when she's Genocide Jack, she can handle blood. Okay. I got it.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Most likely. The CGI pick of her though, son. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll just drive out the killer. Just drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
Facts.
It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. of killing even more people.
But the fact that she's saying all this to try to pin the crime on Toko, I don't think Toko did it.
How?
It's just because of how the victim was killed when we saw the genocide Jack case father. I don't think Toko did it.
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech,
Oh, word?
Toko and I had a strange conversation.
You're about to talk about that promise that she said, and I'm assuming that promise was about her telling you about Genocide Jack.
She told me a most interesting story.
What did you see, son?
She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
Don't believe it, Hina. You'll see.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Hey, man. Bad boys do what they want. Toko.
What? You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You can't believe you like the fact that he lied. Stop lying.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
Exactly.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Don't facts at her, son. Uh-oh. He really trying to drive Genocide Jack out this girl, bro.
Besides, you broke your promise first.
Oh, yeah, you did. Because your promise was you wasn't going to let Genocide Jack come out.
You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. Okay.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Bitch, you broke it, didn't you?
That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
You love him, why you lying?
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person?
Word.
You don't mean...
Genocide Jack, son. Uh-oh. This man is about to summon Genocide Jack out this girl. Ah, shit.
Hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
Them pepperoni as eyes, son. Them pepperonis as lips. But she got a long tongue. That tongue could be used for something, for that good, son. I kind of like you, Genocide Jill. All right.
What the heck?
That's what I'm saying, bro. What am I looking at?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
I can't get that tongue out of my head, son. That tongue is just too good.
What the fuck is this? Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
That's a creepy ass laugh.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
My suspicion of you being Yandere was true. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds.
I don't believe you.
Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Alright, bro.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
They're spitting on facts at them, son.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
Your way of living, Genocide Joe, is just completely different. Teach me something.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's
I
death.
don't believe that, son, because there was the stitcher cord above her. I don't believe it.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
I knew you're not the culprit, bro. It's true.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such
Y'all didn't expect the
bizarre
crime
fashion.
scene and see that extension cord, son?
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Yeah, say it again, Hina. Maybe she's totally right about that, but don't tell me you talk about the extension cord. But she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. This is an interesting class trial, son. Jeez. Status of the dead body?
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
It was that.
Give it up. You killed her.
It was that. It don't match up. It's that extension cord, bro. It's that extension cord about Chihiro.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident,
You're wrong.
the modus operandi matches completely.
Nope, you're wrong.
No, it's wrong! Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
Exactly.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction.
And you hang your victims with scissors.
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
You're using food as an example to talk about this murder. That don't make any sense.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that
Please
maybe
do.
makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
And please point out, because I already got it in my head. There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. Here, you'll see a clear difference.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
Exactly.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
And she hung her with that. That must be a painful ass way to die, bro. Getting stabbed with scissors.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
And he got hung over the extension cord.
Yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Exactly.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
I like that yandere face, bro. Please keep that face. Please keep it on.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Exactly.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Yes. That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other genocide jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. And it was what was used to suspend
I
her.
got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
My point is that the killer used the extension cord to hang this girl.
Well, in all the previous
Well,
Genocide
boy.
Jack
Not girl.
cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Okay.
And you know what else?
What else, girl?
Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Bird.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Yeah, you're a Big Mac.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Explain.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were
Oh!
in each Genocide Jack.
The victims were niggas. They were boys. So, let me get this straight. Toko targets boys. I just realized that all the victims were boys. Oh hell no.
Ace.
Oh hell no.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be
I
discovered.
already figured it out. Thanks for saying that.
Pattern.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Even though that's a little lot of boy, but okay.
I got it! Is it because
Maybe it's the boys. She
Chihiro
like-
was a girl?
I don't know. No, Chihira's a boy. Like, she's not. That's a he, not a girl.
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all boys. And they're kind of, I don't know, cute?
They were all guys?
Damn. Well, what would happen if we had a real serial killer like this in the real world so that just murdered boys? Sheesh. Wonder what happened.
That's right! The people I killed with such
I love
passion
it when
and
you make this sound
conviction
rapist.
are all adorable little men!
So you like killing men that are quote unquote cute. Okay.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it!
Tioku seems like the typical girl that a nigga want to cop just so they can abuse her. Got it.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Do you just use food to explain something? It don't make no sense.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Unless she's truly certified to her way of killing, then it will make sense.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
Good point.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Does that mean you got your quote-unquote scissors off your ass cheeks right now? You didn't pull them out yet? Yeah, show me something.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Probably mine, though.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Alright, we get your philosophy. You ain't gotta get mad about it.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, word. Oh, word.
She's fully equipped.
Got them scissors, son.
That's
About to
right.
stab somebody.
So I can kill anywhere, anytime.
Word?
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
See, Toko's not gonna kill her.
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
And you like talking a lot of trash to me in that
I
state.
have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yes.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer.
Oh, trust me, it is a copycat killer. My theory is by Q now at this point. Actually, hold on. There is one person. Oh, I know. Let me pick. You, bro. But that shot
Here's
face.
my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
I don't think Byakuya is the killer because Chihiro wanted to train with someone so strong, though.
Plus, you've already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Damn, he's not even saying nothing. Like, if you vote me, we all gonna die.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to
Or make it more exciting.
and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
It's like he knows he's not the culprit, bro.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
That's a good question.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Yeah, it was. In the locker room. It's suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker room. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Like how Celeste still looking like a robot, son. There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. All these elements, son. First. A true flashback. What is this? Huh? What? If you don't seem to have the answer to lie or to have an answer to a lie or a contradiction in your little two-books, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. Basically, use monologue to determine whether or not to use it. So I gotta use it. Okay. Something he said. What did he say? Gotta hold it.
So, you said Byakuya was
Oh, no, I
acting
didn't mean to do
kind of
that.
weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
you wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Yeah, that's wrong. Alright, that's wrong. Okay. So is that one there?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
So I'm not even
The
listening to you.
victim was Chihiro, who was a...
No, it's wrong! I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Worried? That tone.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Especially now that he knows he's not the culprit, son.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Because he's not the culprit. I got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Ooh, yeah, I can't wait to talk about this. The extension cord. Look at Toko still looking like a yandere girl.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, it's wrong! Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Yeah, because you was the only one that beat in the library, son.
Because, you see, that rope, or should I say...
Extension cord.
That extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Kyu's is probably sitting there like, you're finally figuring out one by one. Interesting. Interesting.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
But I don't think Byakuya killed him though. I think it was Mondo.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this?
He probably hung Chihiro's body after he died, and then hung her to make it look like it was Toko, but now it's on him. And he knows it's not him, so he's just making the class shot go even longer. He basically just wanted this class shot to be more interesting to say. Byakuya, you that nigga, bro. You that nigga. I like you, son. I like you. I like you, son. Alright, I gotta figure it out.
I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
But it would have been easy to figure that out because the Genocide Jack case file.
Is that about right?
Like it's not him. It should be obvious. He's not.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
No.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
You're the killer, Mondo.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Sure. Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. The scene of the crime? No.
I got it!
Yeah, that. Alright.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
Yeah.
But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
Because now you're about to talk about how the room got flipped.
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Indeed.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
You sure about that?
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Because the rooms got switched.
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later. Along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Oh, I do.
I believe I do.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
You already know, but you just put on this act like you don't know. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere. It's the posters. I'm gonna pick the posters.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
The killer switched it, or did Chihiro get killed by Mondo, and then Byakuya just, I don't know, just set all that up to make it more confusing?
Your proof is some posters?
Yes.
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Bruh.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
The coffee stain that Sakura said she spilled and it was in the boys' locker room.
You know what I'm talking about. right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Oh, wrong one.
Shoot!
That was the wrong one. Where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, there we go.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
Mondo killed Chihiro, and then Valkyria just tampered the crime scene to make it all more confusing. I got it figured out in my head now. If Mondo's really in the murder, then I'm really gonna be so upset.
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
And with the dumbbell too.
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
That's a good question.
Huh?
That's a good question, Celeste.
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room,
that would make Chihiro a nigga, like I said this whole entire game.
Then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did, because she is a he.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Alright, say it, bro.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Yeah! Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten to the boys' locker room somehow? He's a boy, like, I don't get why y'all think she's a... I don't get why y'all think Chihiro's a girl. I don't get that. Broken hand... Ooh, what's this? It's Leon's.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
Is it wrong?
She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
You can't hack
sure,
it,
there would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What then?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, it's wrong.
Alright, it's that one, alright. I was gonna get it wrong if I said it that wrong.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Because his handbook was broken.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Take your high ass somewhere else, bro. You do not belong to be in this class trial, son.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Yeah, you can lend, but it didn't say you could borrow. There's a difference.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Thank you, Bakuya.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said.
Can't hack
She
the
used her
handbook,
ultimate
bro.
programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Thanks for the word.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
He's a boy, bro. They're probably gonna make a big reveal that Chihiro's a boy. And I've been saying it this whole entire game.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
That's still
So I
convinced
guess
that
so.
Chihiro's a girl.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
No, I think Mondo killed her. Now that I think about it. Is it that then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Bakuya the one who did it, really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Don't tell me I'm about to make this big reveal that Chihiro's like, boy!
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
That's because the game wouldn't let me inspect her body just for my reason.
There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So
why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
And y'all two just sticking up to each other like y'all quote-unquote fucking bros. This yayo is love.
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Oh my god.
I'd like you all to come see something.
I'm already calling it. Y'all can make the big reveal that he's a boy, but the game wouldn't let me do it because Makoto was a bitch.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Yep, for your viewers that's probably watching this.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
Of course.
Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Kyoko already knew that he was a boy's son because she thoroughly expected his body, and the game wouldn't let me do that. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was the scene where Chihiro was at. Of course. If y'all make this big ass movie, I'm gonna be so
girls' locker room? We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
You should just check her private area to see whether or not she has a penis. Just do that.
Examine her.
Shut up.
Wait.
It's probably best if I don't run my hand.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything.
Very well. I'll do it.
Thank you. Get on to the point, bro. I'm not trying to hear that.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
Sakura's about to make the reveal
No,
that
it's
Chihiro's
okay.
a boy.
I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Here it comes.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Put our hands together in a brief prayer. Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular
Kyoko already
mystery.
know that he's a boy, bro. Oh my god.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but...
But...
What?
Of course.
This is...
You about to...
What is this?
Here it comes.
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a...
Continue on the trial, man. I said that at the beginning of the fucking game, but the game would not let me inspect her body thoroughly because Makoto didn't want to inspect it. I literally said that from the beginning that Chihiro was actually a boy. So this is not a surprise, bro. The fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
Ah, I see. So she...
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Actually,
This is not a surprise.
You're joking.
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
I'm not surprised, bro.
guy?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Of course you did, because you got info on all of us, son.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
So stupid.
He was a cross-dresser.
So no wonder the game wouldn't let me, quote unquote, inspect her body thoroughly, because they wanted to make that quote unquote big ass reveal in the middle of the trial. When this whole entire time, I literally said she was a boy. I literally said that. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Really on fire!
This is the most stupidest video ever.
Killed him! So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone,
That does not make the class trial interesting at all. Y'all was just dumb to think she was a girl.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
Yeah, that is the biggest. Ooh, son, say that again. Like,
now let's
I've been
ride
saying
this
that from the beginning.
wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
That Chihiro was a nigga. Alright, let's go back to the trial, man. This dumbass reveal.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
It has to be some hidden reason why Chihiro cross-dressed as a girl. And I think the only person that would know that is Mondo, because Mondo literally said, dude, when we first started this investigation, son. To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, the thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
That means she used her own handbook and he was whack on the head. Yep, and the killer is 100% Mono, because he's the strongest nigga in this room.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room.
So that means
and
a
was then
boy
later
killed her.
moved to the girls' locker room.
And Bakuya set that up to make the class trial more longer and interesting, son.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
True, that too.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
And it was a nigga.
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but...
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Yep.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
He's not the killer, bro. There's no way. That was my thought when this investigation started, but nope, not at this point. No, he's not the killer. He's not.
Very interesting.
There's no way.
This has become very interesting indeed.
And you can obviously tell from his tone of voice that he's not the killer.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
No.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you
But
the
was
one
he
who
picked up or
accused him in the
dragged?
first place?
I think he was picked up. I don't think they dragged him, because they dragged him, I'm pretty sure. No. His blood, he got hit with the head, so, you know. I think they picked him up, because Chihiro didn't really weight that much. He was like 99 pounds.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
He just wants to make this case exciting, bro. I figured that out the moment. Oh my god.
The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
Yep, that mystery was obvious once you take a look at the genocide file.
At least, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room...
But I still like you,
it seemed
Byakuya.
to
I don't
rattle
hate you. You did make the class trial more exciting. I'm happy you did.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Good boy.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
Thank you for making this clash out so more interesting, Bakura. Thank you, son.
I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room, and...
So does that mean you saw this man, I'm assuming Mondo, kill Chihiro, and you knew it this whole entire time, but you just did that to make the clash out more interesting, son, and longer? Oh boy.
Decided to alter.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Of course you do. I'm sticking up with your bro.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
Remember how many times Bakura literally said he wanted to make the clash out more interesting, or this game interesting? Isn't it this?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Thanks.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Oh, I got a good suspicion that it was Mondo, son.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Yeah, I thought it was clear too.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
What about us?
Damn straight. Count me in.
Naive ass.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
You a pillar.
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Bakura didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro?
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. But in other words, it had to have been a guy. But there's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Oh, I remember this account. Chihiro came to the throne last night and he had a blue track jacket and his duffel bag.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Yes.
Clues are one thing. Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, game over, man.
No! Not game over!
Alright, this is our last one. This is our last one.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did
Celeste
nobody
must
get
have
a
seen
look at the
Chihiro
killer?
before the day. She did.
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said
She said it in
something
her
about
account.
it.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Facts,
It's
cheerleader.
over. It's all over.
It ain't over, son.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong.
Nope. Celeste saw Chihiro come in the warehouse and get a duffel bag that had a blue track at the
I believe someone
track
else
jacket,
did
son.
see the victim
before she
he
died.
was murdered.
So no,
What
she
do you
didn't.
think, Celeste?
Yes, speak up, robot.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
It's kind of crazy that she would tell the main character. See, the enemy logic, son. You keep saying enemy logic, but it is.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Yeah.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night. right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
That's...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
He had a blue track jacket.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
But he was in a hurry though. He said he was in a hurry.
But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
That's probably because the killer got rid of it.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Well, that should be obvious at this point. So why he declined?
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding,
But
right?
the question is, why did he cross-dress as a girl this entire time?
Which means that
That's the
conversely,
question, Jim.
he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
Okay, facts.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Where you got a smirk on your face like you already know to get like, Kyoka, you the ultimate detective, girl. You literally know this case. Like I do. Well, I don't know about this case, but I'm starting to figure it out now.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I do.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
You, nigga.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Oh, don't worry. It's that track jacket that's special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety
So
of
Mondo kills
tracksuits to
Kuchi,
choose
Yona
from.
kills Chihiro.
Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
The Chihiro's track jacket really holds some clue about the killer. Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Word, we're about to have an argument based off of this, son. Some word.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
How the... Oh, no, I didn't even
tracksuit
do
is
that. I didn't even do that. I didn't even do that. I didn't even do that.
I don't even have a
What's that?
tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Hold
I
up.
got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Yeah.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring
Take it
out
to its account.
who the culprit is?
I have to use the little logic of that.
Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing
Yep,
it?
I heard him. I had it the first time, but I shot it. Immediately.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Could it have been
He was
borrowed?
on his way to go exercise.
I don't think so.
So next we have to ask,
Gotta make fun of these a lot.
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do
Let's
you
just talk
mean, the
about this
specific
tracksuit.
tracksuit?
I I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Tracksuit is black.
He was on his way to
How
go
you know it was
exercise.
blue though?
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, it's wrong!
That is a copy. Shoot at something else.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Yeah, what did you just say, son?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
But she didn't say the color, so that's why I thought it wasn't her account.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Because he knew. He met up with her and killed her. Met up with him and killed her. Killed him.
What are you? You just...
Mondo, please don't be the villain.
Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
You should have said that from the beginning, then I would just use your account.
As a matter of fact, it was blue?
Yep.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
she stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Yep. Because you said something stupid during the argument.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Using bait to bait the killer out.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it?
Exactly why I like you, Kyoko. So smart.
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
I had my suspicion about him soon after I figured out that Bakio had to settle this up.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
And from the beginning too, what is it?
That's a good question.
It's the way he talked. After it sounded it. You got it. You got it, girl!
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
This girl, Kyoko, is like a zero-to son. Okay.
You only call guys dudes. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Exactly. The fact that he said dude when I went to talk to him, bro, that just put my suspicion that Mondo was the killer.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Damn.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one.
No, she's the ultimate detective, son.
Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Yeah, a friend that's quote-unquote fucking weak out of the rest of us, son. Jeez. Damn, Mondo.
Mondo, was it really you?
Don't tell me you're gonna deny.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Yeah, Brett, just like Leon was the last time.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth.
Bob, I really hope it's not you, bro.
What
I
gives
really
you
like
the
you.
right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
No, we aren't.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Word.
Really? What kind of evidence?
Look at the cheerleader girl getting excited.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man.
Tell
us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Word. You found it on the ground, right? It's Mongoose! Oh, no, it's not. Alright, damn.
Shoot!
I was getting too hyped. It's Chihiro's?
I got it!
What?
We know Chihiro's handbook
I thought it
was
was
missing
Mongoose.
from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not.
Exactly.
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant.
You never
It would
said-
take an awful lot to break one.
But you never said nothing about it being heat resistant. Wait a minute, man. When... hold up. Let me see what the game says.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Yeah.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Monokuma never said nothing about the handbooks being heat resistant. He never said nothing about that. It's shock resistant, waterproof, but he never said nothing about it being heat resistant. How did the handbook break? No. You can't hit it. You can't hack it. Exploited on bug? It's either this or that. I don't know what they mean. But you can't hack it though.
I got it!
Alright, that one. Alright.
You already
That's
told
easy.
us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
So Mondo put it out in the sauna. That's what I'm thinking in my head now.
Yeah! You remember that?
Because if you think about it, Monokuma never said nothing about the handbooks being heat resistant. So does that mean he put Chihiro's handbook in the sauna after he killed her? Word.
Sure,
He
maybe
never
I
said
let that
nothing about
slip,
being heat
but I
resistant.
never
just
told
realized
anyone
that.
what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
So it overworked the system, yep.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
And that's Mondo!
You know what the weakness is.
Cause he had his track checking on the entire time in the sauna when he had that little showdown with Toko. So that means he had his handbook with him? Yo! Oh my god, hold up. Let me see if I'm right, son. Let me see if I'm right. I'm figuring it out one by one.
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
Thanks.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
But that would be very not fair, Monokuma.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Okay.
I flippin' knew it! You knew it? Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
Yeah, that's because if you sit still in like a very, very hot room, I guess the heat doesn't really touch your body directly, but the moment you move, you'll feel that burning sensation.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
This might be a lesson for some people that don't know.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
Yep. That was pretty wild. When you put your hand in like hot water and you keep it in there, you don't move it for a long time, you don't really actually feel the burn. But the moment you move it, you feel it. Explain, Monokuma.
That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around.
Right.
So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact
today. That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
And it's Mondo's son, because you had his track checker on in the sauna.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Wow. Pointing back to the free time, son.
Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
Exactly. Kyoko even though.
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Uh-oh. Mondo! No! Mondo! Why it gotta be you? Oh my god.
Here's my answer.
Why? I don't want it to be
Mondo,
you.
Your handbook got broken in the sauna,
Oh my god, bro.
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
And you're sticking up for him. Oh my god.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago.
Wow,
Remember?
The first team even can point to, it can even come to the class trial. Damn.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Mondo.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual
And now I gotta
proof.
do a quote-unquote bullet time battle with you because you're not accepting it. I don't want to believe it either, son. Oh my god, man. Alright, let's see what you're gonna talk about. What you're gonna talk about?
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
Or is it Leon's?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! the punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Word.
Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Baby girl, there's a difference between loaning and borrowing.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
In other words, you can just borrow a dead student's handbook.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case
Never
one more
close an
time,
argument.
from the beginning. That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Man, I really hope it's not you, son. I really hope it's not you. Alright, let's get this out the way. The right one. Alright. So yeah, so Chihiro comes in with the blue check that in the duffel bag. He stuffs it in. Celeste's right there in the corner, looking all stylish and shit. And then she peeps that he was in her. So it's this. Saw that. That's when he went to the boys' locker room to work out with Mondo. It's this one. But then he used this to get in. Mondo's sitting there waiting. And like, hey, howdy, how you doing, son? Then he puts his duffel bag and then claps into it. Has to be this because he lifts it up right here, so it has to be this right here. Okay, it's this side. That. God damn, bro, Chihiro. And then that's when they started to clean up the crime scene after they killed him. Alright, one. Wait, hold on. That's right. Comes in right here. Alright, that's right. These are right. Alright, these are right. It's just, okay, that's it. Let me do the other ones first before I actually do that. Alright, that. Filled out. No, he just places it, so it can't be that. There's this. What was it that Baiku brought to the murder scene to put up the extinction cord? Oh no. Okay, extinction cord. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's this. Where did the killer go? Oh, they wasn't disarmed. Get destroyed. It got destroyed. That thing. Sweet to see this one more time. See if I made any mistakes. That she hit one of the boys' locker room. They use that to get in, looking out. Kill them with the dumbbell. This is my son. Takes it off here, so I have to do this. 1, 2. Carry him to the girls' locker room. Okay. Alright. I think I'm right, so I think I'm ready to present it. Let's get it.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
I wonder what his execution is going to be too. But when the blood spattered, it went.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
You about to see if I'm wrong in the closing argument?
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
That was wrong. That was wrong. What's this? There's something everyone Are you serious? Are you serious?
The killer is you! With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a killer...
That's wrong too. Bro. There's something everyone has. That? He didn't go in the girls' locker. Oh my god, bro. I had to run.
Here's exactly what happened.
I had to run.
With that, she made her way to... But how could the victim...
Alright, that was it.
Simple. Because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Thank you, Rank, you're right. Yeah, I'm really feeling this time, son. Wow.
The killer is you! And attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Oh, that's right. Alright, that's right.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the bloody poster, finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and using one of those, and that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Mondo, though, son.
Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Mondo! No! Alright, so my theory was right. Mondo killed Chihiro, and then Byakuya just tampered with the crime scene to make things more interesting, son. Wow. Wow, man.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer. They already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. Yes. Let's talk a little bit more about fever time and Niger time. During the bullet time battle, if you press the R1 button, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can press X square, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal result. Alright. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. R1. Alright. See.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it. If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, We can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Yep.
Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
You finally about to admit like a man, son? Mondo.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
But why? Oh my god. Alright, this class trial was a little harder. I messed up a couple times. But I still got in. Alright, good. This class trial was a little harder and a little more interesting. But Mondo...
Bro! What are you saying?
And now we're about to see this bro love just collapse.
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank!
Jealousy? I don't know, son.
Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Why would Mondo kill Chihiro, bro? It doesn't make no sense. I mean, I called out Chihiro was gonna die, but Mondo? We about to see his reason why. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of sad that Mondo's about to die.
What?
Anyways, yeah, get this voice acting, son. So, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada. Mondo, why did you do it?
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not anonymous. Kayotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treating very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf. Backstory: one of the greatest bonds in Danganronpa broken.
Actually,
the story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Mondo's backstory. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't want to really hear, no, I want to hear it. I want to see why this nigga did it. I can't believe it. Anyway, there was once a young boy. And his name, Chihiro. Oh, we're about to get backstory why Chihiro crushes a girl. Alright, I need to hear this. And his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, and to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killer game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you do not survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The heart and shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being dressed into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
Well, I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I could talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I could tell everyone. So Chihiro was dressing as a girl this entire time because when he was a boy, people just picked on him for being weak, and he accepted that, and he let it get to him. And then then the only solution for him, at least, was, what if I just cross-dress as a girl? Then they'll hop it away. And that didn't solve the problem at all. It just made it even worse for him. I think it's safe to say that mostly every single one of us at least have a Chihiro inside of us. Like, we all have that one weakness that we try to avoid, but no matter how many times we either A, try to push it away, or B, try to do something and forget about it, it just comes back hitting you right in the face. And like, I'm still here, son. And that's Chihiro in this case. Chihiro cross-dressed like a girl because people was just picking on him. Well, the question is, why did Mondo kill him? Every one of us at least have a Chihiro inside us, son. We all got one weakness or more than that we don't want anyone to find out. And we either A, try to forget it, or B, we just push it aside. But it comes slapping right back in the face. And annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, it'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, which is why I called that this nigga is gonna die. And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain himself mentally and physically. But sadly, Mondo's fucking ass killed him. That would be the first, and you're laughing about it too much. That's not funny, bro.
Hey.
Wow. When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help them from there. So it was Mondo. And the person he went to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, it sure was. The biker game fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Marshall Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it, it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to it says Chihiro. I meant to say Monokuma, whatever. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that. Hello, how you doing? I'm not doing good, bro. I just found out that my nigga Mondo is a killer. I don't know.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. You mean just destroying his handbook? Huh? What did what he did? What? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he done? No, it was to cover up the fact that Chihiro was still a girl.
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro.
But
But how does moving the body keep his a secret?
Because
If everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, and at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he also killed. Why would he do that? So why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. God. The possibility of having embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this? You're wrong!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? Playing, bro. He killed his own brother. What? What? Let me read this, son. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the Crunchy tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join the gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. So Mondo looked up to his older brother like, I want to be like him one day. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he intimidated him in everything he did. Yeah, they do got the same hair, but just different colors. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest rocket gang in the country, Japan. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the game from his brother someday, jealousy! His brother's greatness, his reputation began to gone on Mondo's very jealousy? The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this game with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All they'll do is make the game look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I just...
Jealousy... Let me hear his backstory so I say anything about it. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. Oh no. But during the race... Oh no! The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into incoming traffic. But suddenly... What?! Jealousy! Yo! Jealousy! Mondo got his brother killed based off of jealousy! So you was jealous of your brother this whole entire time? Because he was number two? I mean, no, not number two, number one? What? Oh fuck no, bro. Oh, don't tell me his backstory has something to do why he killed with Chihiro. If it's jealousy why he killed with Chihiro, I'm not gonna feel no regret toward Mondo dying. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the game together. Cause it's the dream you and me put together. It's a promise between men. Oh my god, bro. You killed your own brother based off of jealousy? He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the game. In order to keep the game together and keep the promise to his brothers. So he carried his brother's burden with him this entire time. And he could never overcome. So let me get this straight. Mondo killed Chihiro based out of jealousy. Because Mondo couldn't move past his own weakness. He couldn't move past it. But the different thing about Chihiro was that Chihiro was willing to face his own weakness and get stronger, bro. But Mondo killed his ass out of jealous. What? You not a man after all, bro. And y'all want to know what's the sad thing about this whole entire murder, bro? That I just realized. This murder couldn't have happened. They both could have both got strung together. They both could have got strung together, son. But Mondo, jealousy just... And as a result, so you killed Chihiro based out of jealousy. The team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his brother. Daya was going to lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. Mondo, you is not a man, bro. I can't look at you the same, son. After hearing that, no, I can't look at you a man no more, son. I can't. As soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, so basically this man was strong mentally, but mentally this nigga was quote unquote fucked up. God. He was just another weakling that could die in an instant. and that motive had a secret of it. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own fucking brother, and he killed fucking Chihiro, both out of fucking jealousy. Are you fucking serious? No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it would have all been for nothing. So that's why. Jealousy just... Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasy, your weakness was hitting you right back in the face, son. You basically did the same thing as Chihiro, but the only difference is you let jealousy take over, and you didn't fight off, while Chihiro was fighting his weakness off. He was prepared to do it. That's the difference between them two. Wow. Turned itself into a rock hard lump of anxiety way down up in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Huh? Because I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would.
But
you're right, but
I want to change.
See, oh my God. I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife to my gut. You was basically a bitch. I felt like he was exposing a lie I've been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy took me over.
What? What?
Are you making fun of me or something? I'm strong. Are you me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creep. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Well, what's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Stronger than you!
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Diana! And that's when you killed him. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him down on the ground.
I killed him.
Wow. The crazy thing is, Mondo, I really liked you, son. But the fact that you had that, I can't look at you. I can't look at you just saying no more. I can't.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Monokuma don't care, bro. Look at him. You see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory, for that he could have never lived a human in cold blood? He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. That's a life lesson, son. That's a life lesson. Maybe the strongest people that you see that look strong physically could be the most mentally broken ones. That's what I just learned, son. Oh my God. Mondo, you just killed this man out of jealousy, son. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Cause I sure don't.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say this many times as I want, is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. But punishing?
It can't be.
Yes, he meets execution, bitch.
Well now.
That's what I promised, right? The Blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished, right? Yep, if you're the Blackened and you can figure it out, you die. So, bye, Mondo.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Moana Owada, the ultimate bracket game leader.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Wow, Mondo.
Sorry, man.
Any last words, son, before you get executed?
I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Wow, jealousy. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for his punishment. Oh my god. He's probably gonna go out the same way when he raced his brother. And he is. Why not Akuma got the same hair as Akuma yellow, bro? The fuck? Oh! What the hell? He's about to go out. Oh no. Well, that's not a painful to die. He's about to make this thing all dizzy and shit. The cage is up, huh? Look at Monokuma, bro! Just hyping shit! Wow. I don't see his body. Where did his body go? His body's not in there. Where did it go? Don't tell me this man! Yo! And he's eating it! Oh no! Oh no, Monokuma, you're so wrong for doing that. Oh no, son, Monokuma, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that. All right, let's finish this class, child, son. let that death and your soul will forever be at peace. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel it. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. And Taka's not gonna accept it, and he's probably not gonna talk no more because Mondo's the only one that challenged him mentally and physically. So he's probably gonna be broken from all this. Yep, he's broken, son. See how crying? As Taka's sad screams invaded our schools, we were forced to realize once again despair. But he, of course, he had to laugh about it. Oh, never mind. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. By Kuya.
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. You realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. My Q don't give a fuck about people's feelings, son. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Of course, I knew it. To make things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of the dead. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual. So you saw Mondo kill Chihiro, like I said in the class trial.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall you agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't even have the slightest idea that I seen him. So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning, which is why in the class trial he was so calm and confident in himself, son.
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up? By Q, you that nigga, bro. Me and you think the same way. Yeah, bro. Alright, bro. Alright.
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene. But damn, man, if we haven't figured out who really done it, you would have been dead too, right? I'm pretty sure he would reveal who the killer was if that came to that point. Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. My hero turned and looked me in the eyes. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. Oh, it's not just me, son. It's Kyoko too. Don't get it twisted.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes. We're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, right? Which means there has to be a certain reason why he does it. My question is, why? Do you like them? But, you know, this punishment, this despair, is not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself. Bro, the fact they played this music too made it more clean.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
There has to be some meaning behind those words, son. What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean?
What the heck?
Me. Good grief! I don't understand why you had to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever. It does not matter. In the end, I'm going to send Lawrence to victory, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
The noble son of a noble family. Truly you understand me. I think this is just the start of a terrifying friendship. It sure is, son. We only getting started, son. It's been 2 chapters, shit.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. You understand?
In the name of my family.
You're getting all riled up.
So cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mod for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Wow, that pussy in. Monokuma the nigga. Monokuma's last peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case behind Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. Of course it's not the end. The killer game was still continuing because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. But I'm gonna say this one more time. This murder, the sad thing is that this whole entire murder couldn't have happened if Mondo just went on with Chihiro and fought his weakness with him together. Like he helped, Chihiro get strong by helping him get stronger physically and maybe mentally too, because Chihiro was fucked up mentally and physically. And if Mondo just went along with him and did the same exact thing he was doing, this murder could have happened. They both could have got strong together and got out this young. But it's called Danganronpa for a reason, so of course they would do that to sadden the viewer and the players and the people in this game. So I'm not surprised. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair just kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell and had more future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Y'all like using despair, son. Oh, word, what's this?
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
Talk about Sayaka.
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part.
Who is he talking about?
You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right?
This is gonna be a quick, big question mark,
no
son.
biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
Everyone wants to see, huh? Okay. There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16 high school student? Like I said in the first class trial, it's actually 16 high school students. Who is it? I mean...
My. You really took me by surprise there.
This is raising a lot of questions, son, that will come useful probably later in the game.
I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic
Can't reveal that because
denied.
the player's playing it.
As you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No
Right.
matter how close they were to their friends.
Wow, that leaves this chapter on a cliffhanger. And it's chapter 2, son. Mondo died and Chihiro died. And we found out that Toko has a split personality. And she's genocide Jack. Wow. Can't get over the fact that this murder was just totally fucking petty. I don't want this shit. I don't want... No. Yes, let's save this. And end this here. Play chapter 3 another time. Come back to this next time. This was an interesting class trial, but the murder was so fucking petty. Like, alright, let's save it here. See if I load it. Alright, chapter 3. Alright, we'll come to chapter 3 another time then.
Danganronpa.
Overall, the class trial was more a little intriguing at first, but as I got used to it, it became easier. So this class trial was more challenging than the first one, but the murder itself was just petty because Mondo killed Chihiro based out of jealousy. But who gives a fuck? Then they get that. He ain't a man after all.
Danganronpa.
Don't put Mondo on the title screen. Oh my god, bro. You're ending with this. Alright, so next time till we play chapter 3. See ya. I'm so much hero guy.